And now it's up to the Pistons to come back, and we're ready to go. Detroit in white and the Lakers in their royal purple. Jake O'Donnell will toss it up.
Will Isiah Thomas be aggressive going to the basket with a basketball after that injury? Will he settle for the jump shot?
And as you pointed out, the Pistons can't just settle for the jump shot tonight. Controlled by the Pistons. Green closed out on Leanby early. Dantley. Now Dumars tipped away by Magic with 12 on the shot clock.
It remains Detroit ball.
Isiah and Magic in their last greeting before the game. And that's what they've done before every game. Longtime friends. Dantley inside with 5 on the shot clock. Scott the rebound. Worthy with the first shot for the Lakers is perfect. He led the Lakers in scoring the last 2 games. Off a screen. Joe Dumars has been ice cold in this series. The rebound by Green.
And there's no question about that. They have to hit the perimeter shot.
Worthy misses, and Dumars the rebound. He's got Dantley and Thomas on the wing. Dantley has it knocked away. The Pistons don't always make the right decisions on fast breaks. We saw that in Game 3.
Yeah, we did, but right there, Jake O'Donnell got the foul, and Dantley will go to the foul line.
James Worthy committing the first foul. Pistons' best running team, as you realize now, is when they have Rodman and Sally coming in off the bench.
And Chuck Daly feels the best games that his team played during the course of the season was when they had the ability to get out and run.
Dantley has been frustrated since Game 1 when he scored 34 points. He's been forced to give up the ball with 2 Lakers in his face. L.A. certainly adjusted to his threat. Tie. Dumars is on Magic Johnson. Normally the Lakers like to get Kareem in the offensive flow early. And he hits a very difficult sky hook.
Yeah, they were pounding each other over there. Lambier, and there's a great pass by Isiah.
Blocked, however, and they're going to call goaltending. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got there, and goaltending called against the Lakers. Credit the basket, but that was quite a pass by the injured Thomas.
It sure was. This is the same way both teams started out Game 3, but the Pistons were not able to sustain it.
Minute and a half gone by. Lakers 4, Dantley 4. Rebound Dantley. He had 8 rebounds in the last game when he couldn't really shoot much. Dantley and Green. Now the double team. Lambier over Scott.
Lambier made the shot, but the Lakers rotated defensively beautifully.
Pistons are up by 2. Little more than 2 minutes gone by. Double team on Magic. Green is open. He hit that shot in Game 3. And last touch by Lambier. Good hustle by Byron Scott on the offensive glass.
Chuck Daly does not want the double team immediately on Magic Johnson. Wants it when he makes his commitment, putting the ball on the floor.
Scott knocked away. Let's see who last touched it. It was a Piston, so it's still Lakers ball. Pat Riley within 2 games of achieving something that will set him apart from other coaches in this game. 4 world titles in the same decade and back-to-back titles. And a foul away from the ball. Thomas on Scott.
Detroit ball. Number 11, Isiah.
Each team with 1 team foul.
The team's first.
You know, so far watching Isiah closely, he looks like he's pretty aggressive, looked like he's moving pretty well with that injury.
Low post against Dumars, taking advantage of a 6-inch, 5-inch height advantage. Green powers and an offensive foul called against the Lakers. AC Green, a little bit too much arms and muscle in there.
Well, that was good rotation defensively at the Pistons end of the court, waiting for Magic to put the ball on the floor before doubling.
Magic Magic and Worthy picking up Dantley there. A switch. Laimbeer wide open. Gets rid of it in a hurry. Green clears it. Scott. Byron Scott, who scored 20 points for 4 straight games before Sunday's effort, but he has been a pretty good marksman for the Lakers.
Sure has. And AC Green and Laimbeer got into it there, and Laimbeer ended up with the worst of it. He ended up on the floor.
Tied at 6. Just under 9 minutes to go, and the Lakers call for an illegal defense. That's a warning. Next time will be a technical.
Now watch Magic Johnson, and this is the problem you're confronted with him. He's 6'9" against 6'3". Do you double team? There was the double team, but Laimbeer rotated very quickly.
Magic's passes. He's had his way with the Pistons that way. Dantley goes around Green, and the Lakers fail to pick him up.
Strong move by Dantley, but Pat Riley wants him forced to the middle, not to the baseline.
Dantley has 6 of the Pistons' 8. Kareem. Mahorn the rebound. Pistons by 2, 8:20 to go first period. Dumars with the penetration. There's a guy who's been quiet on the court. We know how quiet he is off the court, but he has been in a part of a disappearing act offensively.
Well, when the Pistons win, one of their guards or two have the big offensive gains for them.
James Worthy misses. Thomas the rebound. Lead pass. Dantley. 12-6 the score and a 10-2 run by the Pistons. And Riley will want a timeout here.
And that's what the Pistons have to do. Create their offense from the defensive end of the court.
You know, Billy, the numbers don't lie, and they are so decisive when the Piston guards are able to get inside the paint as opposed to settling for the jump shot. They are so much more effective, and so far they're starting off in a different way than they have.
Well, that's what the Lakers want them to do at the offensive end of the court. Settle for the perimeter jump shot. And here's what we see when Joe Dumars gets that ball. He penetrates and is able to get the easy 2. You must put the pressure on the defense. You cannot allow the Lakers to just pack it in.
Joe Dumars was an offensive whiz when he came out of McNeese State. He's become a defensive specialist, handling the likes of Michael Jordan and Dennis Johnson, and having to handle Magic Johnson. He's averaged just under 10 a game in this series thus far.
And sometime in this game we'll see him against James Worthy.
Dantley is guarding Worthy now, and Green left open has hit. That's the key for the Lakers. They get mad at him if he doesn't take the open shot. In the past, they didn't care. Mahorn, great position from Thomas, and the Pistons are getting good inside position.
Well, that's the physical play that they need. Aggressive play from Mahorn, just battling Kareem and forcing him way into the basket. 14-8.
Nearly 7 minutes to go in the first period. Laimbeer, Kareem 1-on-1. They stay one-on-one defense, and Kareem hits the shot. The only players not to score thus far are Magic Johnson for the Lakers and Isiah Thomas for the Pistons. Here's Dumars with a penetration and feed to Laimbeer. Basket good and a foul.
Penetration. You create something for yourself or a teammate like we saw there, or you break a team down on the defensive boards. Great play by Joe Dumars.
Magic commits the foul, and really the natural question here is that why didn't the Pistons go to this earlier in this series?
Well, I know Chuck Daly wanted them to, but so many cases a player feels that he has the good perimeter shot, and he settles for that. He doesn't look to be aggressive.
7-point Piston lead, 6:40 to go. And a far different game off the start here than Sunday. Dumars committing his first foul, second team.
The only player I see on the court right now with the emotion we saw in Game 3 for the Lakers is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's something that this team really needs, and they play with a great deal of emotion.
Magic with a short hook shot. Interesting you say it, because at 41 years of age, having to come back after a big effort, you think Kareem maybe would have a little bit of a letdown.
And that's been his history through the playoffs.
Again, Mahorn in good position, and he beats Kareem to the hoop, 19-12.
And that's the most points he's scored in the first period in the last 14 games in the playoffs.
Worthy works inside. Kareem. You knew he'd get a foul on the basket. And a personal foul is against, no, the jump ball they called. Magic Johnson can't believe that it wasn't a foul, and I can't either.
I can't. It looked like Mahorn just wrapped his arm around Kareem's shoulder and committed a foul.
Just about halfway through this first period. And it's going to be Pistons ball, a loose ball foul against Mahorn as he pushed away on the jump.
Number 44, Rick Mahorn.
Now let's take a look and see if that was a jump ball, or did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar get fouled by Mahorn. Here we see him get that offensive rebound. Now he's going back up with it. Looked like it got him on the right shoulder.
7-point Detroit lead, 19-12. Dumars jumps out and Magic Johnson on the switch. Mahorn gets a piece of it. Out of bounds. It's still Laker ball.
But still great defense by the Pistons. We haven't seen them stop Magic Johnson going down the middle at all in this series.
Are they jump switching? Are they making a different maneuver inside?
No, they're just a little more aggressive. We just saw Mahorn just step out and give some help to a teammate.
AC Green missing outside. Dumars backed out Magic Johnson. Isiah Thomas still hasn't scored. Scott is in his shirt. And a good block combination with Magic and Scott there. Dumars try to get it away, and they'll give it to the Pistons. Last touch by Scott.
Well, it's been the Joe Dumars show so far for the Pistons. Doing the job defensively on the boards, and we saw him making that steal so far in this ball game.
And a little help from Adrian Dantley, who has hit 3 of 4 for 8 points early on. Thomas has had one big scoring game, the last one, when he had 28. Byron Scott's defensive effort should not be minimized against Thomas.
Well, he's shooting 41% in this series against the defense by Byron Scott.
6 on the shot clock. Dantley in the lane. 10 points for Adrian Dantley. Biggest lead, 9 points right here for Detroit. Scott missing. Kareem, he's fouled. No mistaking that one.
Surprising. Chuck Daly going into this game, he was going to rotate more players. He thought with this fatigue would be the thing, and we see Dantley going off the wrong foot and just laying it right over the top of Jabbar.
Laimbeer committing his first foul. So everyone but Dantley on the Pistons have picked up a personal foul. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who set the early tone defensively in the last game, had 3 of the 6 blocked shots by the Lakers. The lead is 7, and Kareem leads the Lakers scoring with 6. All 5 are in the book. Scott picking up Thomas. Laimbeer. Kareem clears. Green, forecourt. Pulls up over Dantley and hits an AC Green, who had 9 of 11 for a playoff career high 21. Makes it a 21-16 game.
AC Green started the season off so strong, went into a slump, was benched through most of the playoffs.
Laimbeer missed, and he knew it, started heading down the other side. And now the 5-point lead, Lakers looking to slice it some more. Magic and Dumars both hit the floor, and the foul is called against Joe Dumars. That'll be the 15th foul against the Pistons. They're in the penalty, and they go to their bench.
And more importantly, the second foul on Joe Dumars.
Spider Sally, John Sally, and Vinnie Johnson have come in for Detroit. Michael Cooper and Michael Thompson are in for the Lakers, and that just about takes care of their bench.
Yeah, and the bench so far for the Lakers has not been as productive as Pat Riley expected them to be, at least offensively.
There's Michael Thompson. Showed more aggressiveness in the last game, but didn't have the numbers the Lakers want. I guess after 5 men in double figures in the game they played, they didn't really need much of a bench offensively in the last affair.
Reminded me a great deal of the Celtics.
Now they double on Dantley. He's got to find an open man. Throws it away to Magic Johnson. Pistons didn't move without the ball offensively effectively.
Well, it was the excellent defense, too, by the Lakers.
Cooper is really having a rough time shooting. He's 2 for 19 in the series now. Thomas Sally tried to crash the boards, nothing doing. Lakers coming back. And a foul, pushing foul. And the Lakers will shoot 2.
You see the rotation defensively and how active the Lakers are, cutting off all the passing angles, and there's Magic making the steal.
Sally committing the first foul, his first. There in the penalty. AC Green on the free throw line. He has 4 points and 4 boards so far. Well, he's turned it around since that embarrassment in game 1 when he didn't get much help and was beaten badly by Danley.
Well, he's turned it around, and he's just playing the best ball he's played all year for the Lakers. You know, as I was saying, you know, in the middle of the year, we went into a slump. Then in the playoffs, at the end of the season, we saw Rambis start for this ball club, and since they've gotten AC Green back in the lineup, they run much better.
The Lakers have run off 8 straight, and so Chuck Daly wants to bring things to a halt, and he does. 3:24 to go in the first period. This is the view of downtown Detroit here, near the Detroit River. Pistons by 1. Now, what do the Piston players think of their situation into the series right now?
I think a lot of things. Us relaxing because we're home, relaxing because we had the crowd. We have everything going in our favor, except the game wasn't played yet. You know, we already had the game won without playing it. And I think that was a letdown on our part, mentally.
We're probably in the finals once in our life, maybe. But then again, you know, we're not promised next year. We got to take advantage of it while we can. You know, it's good to have the media attention and the people pulling for you, but you have to keep everything in perspective. You have to go out there and win basketball games.
I think Game 4 is going to be the pivotal game for both. If they win, it's going to be a long road for us to ever come back. It's a must game for us. Both these games are must games for us, but this next one, if we lose this one, it's going to be very difficult.
Ever the realist is Bill Laimbeer, and 3-1 down against the world champs, with 2 of the next 3 being at home for the Lakers. Wouldn't really set much of a chance for the Pistons, Bill.
It sure wouldn't, and they have to come out and continue playing a strong game.
Danley pulls up. Since Danley's basket a minute and 41 seconds ago, when the Pistons led by 9, the Lakers have been on an 8-0 run, and now they're in a position to take their first lead since very early in the game. Inside, Michael Thompson, and the Lakers are up 22-21.
And you see right away after the timeout, Pat Riley wants to give Michael Thompson some confidence at the offensive end of the court.
2:40 remaining in the first period. Pistons have been on stall thanks to a Laker defense for the last couple of minutes. Vinnie Johnson hits the first shot. Normally, that's a good sign for him and the Pistons.
Big one is the next one. If he hits 2 in a row, then Chuck Daly will go to him as long as he possibly can.
You're not going to say that the big one's the third one, are you?
No, I won't. I promise.
He is a streak shooter. He is the definition of that. Magic with a hook in the lane, reminiscent of the big one against the Celtics a year ago.
Yeah, and anytime he sees Laimbeer out there on him, he's going to look to take him to the basket and not settle for the jump shot.
Danley working inside, double team, a couple of fakes and a basket. Only Danley could do that, I think.
He makes so much space down there on the baseline when he's only 6'4", and I don't know how he gets that shot off.
12 points for AD. Illegal defense against the Pistons, and now we're all even on those. James Edwards, who has been stifled since his heroics in game number 1, has come in for Bill Laimbeer. Edwards has scored 8 points and 5 rebounds combined in the last 2 games, and the Pistons really haven't gotten much mileage out of him.
And they need it today because Laimbeer really felt the heat in game 3 by halftime.
Magic off with the hook. Rebound by Sally. Cooper guarding Thomas, who goes around him, and is fouled. You could see where Cooper's ankle problems affected him defensively against Thomas on the drive there.
Yeah, you could see that, and you also could see that Isiah wasn't sure of himself. Should he really attack the basket, or, you know, it looked like he shied away a little bit.
Foul is on Cooper. 14 fouls on the Lakers. Pistons have been in the penalty. And here's Isiah Thomas. Already Thomas has 5 assists. Scott comes back in, and Magic Johnson gets his first breather of the game. Magic has scored 6, so is Kareem and AC Green.
Now Now, with Magic out of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see some trapping right now from Detroit.
Cooper brings it across. Vinnie Johnson guarding him. Edwards is on Michael Thompson. A.C. Green on the lob pass. Second effort. And a loose ball foul against the Pistons. Great second and third effort by A.C. Green inside.
Well, the reason was the back screen. They set the back screen, forced the switch where Isiah Thomas had a matchup against A.C. Green, and there's A.C. Green. What basketball he's playing for this ball club.
James Edwards on the foul. A.C. Green getting more and more comfortable, and you could see how he has improved his productivity game by game. He's the top rebounder in the series, but he had his low of 8 and the Pistons are up 27-25. About a 1:10 remaining first period.
Section 125.
Danley now single covered. And the Lakers guilty for the second time of an illegal defense, and the Pistons will get the free throw on the technical.
Well, what happened there is when Dantley was double teamed and swung it to Edwards, Michael Thompson got caught because he expected the ball to be swung. Okay, and we can see right there in the middle, Michael Thompson standing right in the lane alongside of A.C. Green.
Danley on the line. When was the last time you saw Pat Riley perspire? That last shot, you know, Pat Riley is the coolest cucumber around, and there he was with beads of perspiration on his forehead. That probably is the greatest indicator of how hot it is.
Well, yeah, but you see Pat after the games, he's dripping wet, especially during the playoffs.
But he doesn't show it out here.
No.
28-25, the Pistons lead under a minute to go in the first period. They led by 9 at one point. Vinnie Johnson is in 2 in a row, and there's the 2 you were talking about, Billy.
Well, let's see what happens now.
He's hit both his shots. The lead is 5. Worthy comes back and hits. Worthy with his second hoop. Danley and Green 1-1. Michael Thompson. And they threw it away. Edwards got in the way of Danley, and the Lakers break with Green. And the Pistons caused that one.
Yeah, Dantley should have swung the basketball. He got caught trying to be a little too cute offensively.
Green with 9 points, 5 rebounds has been the spark for the Lakers in period 1. Playing for the last shot. Maybe a 2-second differential now between the shot clock and the game. Vinnie Johnson misses, gets the rebound. And a loose ball foul against the Lakers with 1 second to go. And that's a bonus for the Pistons, who will get a chance to shoot 2.
But when Vinnie Johnson gets it going, he puts so much pressure on the other team that everyone starts overreacting to him because they know he can get on that roll.
Foul is on Worthy. He has 2. James Edwards is 0 for 2 from the free throw line in his appearances thus far.
Number 10,
Dennis Rodman making his first appearance. He had a whopping 12 rebounds in game 3, most of anyone on the team, as Dantley goes out. AD scored 13. 1 second to go. And the Pistons lead by 3 after 1 period, 32-29. And we'll return to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan after this word from your local station. Lakers 2-1 lead, 32-29 after 1 period of play, as we welcome you back on CBS Sports to the NBA Finals from the Silverdome. Let's take a look at what we've seen thus far. The starting front court already has approached or come close to their efforts in game number 3, and Detroit's working inside. No question that the Pistons' spark has been not relying on the outside shot.
And right here, though, Adrian Dantley thinks he can outguess the defense of the Lakers, but commits himself. And here's an easy 2 points at the other end of the court for A.C. Green.
Magic Johnson is in there. He has Byron Scott, Michael Thompson, A.C. Green, and Michael Cooper. Pistons have Dumars and Vinnie Johnson, Rodman, Sally, and Edwards. They've got a running team in there, Detroit.
Yeah, and Dennis Rodman will match up against Magic Johnson.
Scott fires outside, and Michael Thompson keeps it alive. Cooper spots up for three. He really is struggling. That's 2 for 20 in the series for Michael Cooper. Vinnie Johnson, strong to the hoop, is fouled. Joining Rick Mahorn, who has a back injury, is Isiah Thomas. They can't sit down, so they have to lie down. That makes it tough for Chuck Daly, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Chuck, he just found out today that he's got some ligament damage, and he's going to have to go in for an operation after the season.
He's playing hurt then.
Yeah, he's playing hurt, but he said that they're not going to take him away from the golf course, at least for the first month after the season.
Foul was on Michael Thompson, by the way, his first. Vinnie Johnson had a chat with Chuck Daly, by the way, yesterday. He's upset with himself for the way he has played. He has shot terribly the last 2 games, but he's coming out with new vigor, it seems.
And one thing, Dennis Rodman putting all this pressure on Magic Johnson, he's got to watch out because Magic can beat him with the ball on the floor.
Edwards picking up Johnson on the switch. Tipped away, and it's still Lakers ball.
Now, that is an adjustment coming into this ball game, that the Pistons are going to switch on the pick and roll and have the center play Magic Johnson.
That's what he did there, and that's what he's doing here. They get it into Michael Thompson, but pushing foul against the Pistons, and it's Dennis Rodman's foul, his first.
Now, in the last game, they looked to just slide through and stay home with Magic. They think it's too difficult for one man to do, so they're switching.
One of those little nuances that you see in a best-of-7 series that's so fascinating. Byron Scott. 34-31, the Pistons lead. They were up by 9 at one point in the first quarter. Off the screen again, Vinnie Johnson. Return Dumars. 9 on the shot clock. Edwards inside. Foul. Basket counts. So already we're seeing Edwards and Vinnie Johnson a lot more aggressive in this game than they were in the last.
Well, where are they scoring their points? In the paint. In the paint. It's a simple game, basketball. The closer you are to the basket, the chances are much better of scoring.
Michael Thompson has picked up his second personal foul. Worthy and Michael Thompson each with 2. And Kareem has to rush back in the ball game. And A.C. Green goes out. So Thompson and Kareem are both in there. What kind of group does that mean for the Lakers, and what do the Pistons face with Michael Thompson and Kareem in there at the same time?
Well, John Sally will match up against Michael Thompson. He has the ability defensively to do that. And James Edwards against Kareem. Now, the one thing Edwards brings offensively is the inside post game to the Pistons.
37-31 Detroit. Minute and a half gone by, second period. Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham, game 4 of the finals. Scott shooting over Dumars, and Byron Scott hits.
The confidence he's playing with now is just really something to see.
They fouled Vinnie Johnson, and Scott thought he had the ball, and Byron picks up his first.
You know, Vinnie Johnson's going to the foul line, and the foul line has been the key stat for this whole series. If you look at the 3 games, the Lakers are outscoring the Pistons at the foul line by 11 points a game.
And Vinnie Johnson is one of those Pistons who have struggled 3 for 9 from the free throw line. Hits the first. Look at the difference between the Lakers and the Pistons with free throw attempts.
That's right, and they've made 35 more.
And Dennis Rodman was in the line of foul line violation, so cancel the free throw, and you'll see it.
Well, this will drive Chuck Daly crazy, giving up a point that easily.
38-33, Vinnie Johnson on the steal. Magic chases him, forget it. And it's a 7-point lead for Chuck Daly and his crew.
And Vinnie Johnson has been the spark.
3 for 4, 9 points for Johnson. Kareem crushes a daisy after a rest on the bench, now has 8 points. He was shooting nearly 36% until Sunday's game when he hit 4 out of 7. So he's coming alive offensively. The lead is 5 for Detroit. Edwards from Sally. Edwards already has 7 points. 1 less than he had in the last 2 games combined. Rodman taken to the post by Magic and traveling against Michael Thompson. Turnover, and we'll have a timeout coming up.
Now here's the quick hands of Vinnie Johnson, getting a piece of the basketball and off to the races. I hope there's an elevator for Pat O'Brien to get downstairs.
You think they're going to make us broadcast the next game from up there?
They might. Don't mention it.
Rick Mahorn is back in the ball game for the Pistons. So is Isiah Thomas. Goes around Magic. Picked up by Cooper. Great trapping by the Lakers. Leaves Rodman free. Finger roll. Rodman.
Isiah is limping right now.
Michael Thompson from Magic Johnson. And Rodman was there. No basket. A foul, though. Rodman's foul, and you saw Thomas having problems coming up court.
On the line for the Lakers.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a muscle injury, or as Isiah has had. When you sit down, the tendency is for it to just tighten up.
Michael Thompson missing the free throw. He's 4 for 9 of the series. Pat Riley wants Worthy back in. He hit 2 of 5 in the first period, and right now the Pistons have matched their biggest lead of this game. 8:43 to go in the first half. And Michael Thompson misses by a mile on both. Or at least on the second.
They're going to look for Vinnie Johnson.
Worthy is guarding him. Magic picks him up. And a Laker foul. It will be their 3rd team foul. They're all even in that department.
Los Angeles foul, number 42, James Worthy.
Worthy's picked up his 3rd, Billy.
Now here's Vinnie Johnson. He's coming off not only 1, there's a 2nd pick. And we see that Magic switching out defensively, trying to deny the ball to Johnson.
But Worthy has 3 personal fouls here.
And that's a serious problem for the Lakers.
Vinnie Johnson off the screen. He's got 11 points on 4 for 5 shooting. The 11-point lead, 46-35. Detroit doing a number on the Lakers bench offensively. They've done that every game. Michael Thompson, quick release and a basket inside. Broke a 7-0 Detroit run.
Key was the execution by the Lakers.
Thompson with his first hoop after missing a couple. Actually, he got a basket in the first, but in the second period, 1 for 3. Vinnie Johnson. Edwards follow. Detroit's bench making its presence felt.
The Pistons are on fire.
11 for Vinnie Johnson, 9 for Edwards already. That's more than any of the Lakers starters have scored. Thompson pushed underneath.
Detroit ball, number 15.
Now here's Vinnie Johnson coming off this double screen. Look at the screen by Mahorn. Magic going down, but here's the missed shot. And James Edwards knocks it down.
On the line for Los Angeles.
Vinnie Johnson's foul sends Michael Thompson to the line, and John Sally sends Rick Mahorn to the bench.
Spider Sally checks into the Pistons lineup.
AC Green is in for Worthy, who goes out because of 3 personal fouls.
Now that means that Magic Johnson's going to have to pick up a little bit more of the scoring for the Lakers with Worthy on the bench. Here they're going to their trap. 1-3-1.
Sally, 9 on the shot clock. The Pistons have time. Edwards wants the ball against Magic, and Thomas for a 3. Rodman with the offensive rebound.
Well, it's just all Pistons on the offensive glass when they miss. The Lakers are not the aggressive team on the boards they were in the last ball game.
Vinnie Johnson. They also had the edge off the offensive boards in Game 3. They just didn't convert in that one. 48-39. And Magic Johnson hits from outside. He has 8 points. Green leads the Lakers with 9.
Now, one of the reasons we see the Lakers going to the trap now is Bill Laimbeer is on the bench. They fear his perimeter shooting and passing.
Thomas, and a foul traveling called by Jack Madden. So Chuck Daly may have to bring Laimbeer back in. The trap worked previously. It's working right now for LA. Follow that from the Forum in Inglewood. Right now the Lakers lead 2-1. Pistons are leading here in Game 5 scheduled for Thursday night.
Number 40,
Bob Seger, as the celebrity troupe came east from LA. Seger was here for Game 6 of the Celtics-Pistons game series. Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer are in, so as you mentioned, Bill, to combat the trap, Laimbeer has come in for the Pistons. Cooper has checked in for the Lakers. There's the switch again with the center, Edwards on Magic.
Yeah, now Magic's going to isolate Edwards, try to beat him to the basket.
Scott wide open.
Well, we see the adjustment the Lakers come back and do. They said, well, if you're going to switch, we're going to clear the side and let Magic go one-on-one.
The lead is 5, 48-43. Quick passing, Edwards. Laimbeer, rebound. Missed the shot, but he was in position.
Just can't afford to miss shots like that.
Lakers trying to cut it to 5 or better with 5:19 remaining in the first half. Detroit had it up to 11 before the Lakers came back. Pick and roll doesn't go, and Magic fires away. Loose ball, no one went after it. Finally, Isiah pushes it. Rodman fouled by Scott. And that will put the Lakers in the penalty. Rodman would shoot anyway, and he'll go to the free throw line for the first time in the series right here.
And not a good foul shooter. That was a good foul by Byron Scott.
Rodman is shooting 33% from the line in the playoffs, 11 for 33.
As I said, not very good.
You were right about that. And he hits the first one. First one's the toughest. Look at those numbers. Those are the toughest free throws.
Well, listen to the crowd. They're ecstatic over that.
Well, 1 out of 2. That's 50% better than he's been.
Well, if he made both, he would have brought the house down.
49-43, Detroit. Just under 5 minutes to go in the half. Rodman is on Magic. They're going to call loose ball foul on Magic Johnson. Rodman had taken it away. And it's the penalty, the last foul was, and they'll shoot it this time.
Now we're seeing the aggressive play by Dennis Rodman. Magic got a little careless. Rodman steps in. Magic commits the foul.
2 on Magic. So Rodman getting a lot of practice at the free throw line. He's a 2 out of 3. Interesting story about Rodman, isn't it? The late start he got, how he grew nearly a foot in 1 year.
Foot 1 year. There's so many stories concerning this young man, how he ended up working for a while in the airport at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport as a janitor.
He harvested peanuts. He worked in an auto body shop. You name it, he did it. Late start in basketball. Scooped by Magic Johnson as Adrian Dantley comes in for the Pistons, who lead by 5. On the clock, Dantley. And it's last touch by Dantley.
So there was a case Detroit did everything right offensively, but put the ball in the basket. They moved it. They penetrated to the basket. Dantley just missed the layup.
Saw Chuck Daly. He's quiet and reserved in this one. You remember he was tossed out in Game 3 on the result of his second technical foul. Frustrated with just about everything that he saw out here. Against Rodman, Magic. Laimbeer into the hands of Thomas. Dantley fouled by Cooper. That's how Danley makes his living.
That's right. When he went to the basket, you'll watch on this play, he's looking to draw the foul first, then he's thinking about the chance to score the 2 points. Great look by Isiah Thomas. Now look how big he goes into Cooper, making sure he'll draw that foul.
2 fouls on Cooper and Danley, who scored 13 points, all in the first period. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has 8 points in this one,
checks back in.
replaces Michael Thompson.
Number 43, Michael Thompson.
When you talk about the bench, it's 4-2 in favor of Detroit. They have 4 good men to bring in, and Pat Riley goes with 2. You see that?
Look at him sweating. He'll probably have to change his shirt at halftime. But when you look at the Lakers, you look at 2 players, but 2 players that can play a total of 5 positions.
That means a lot. 85 degrees. You saw the temperature. Riley wants a timeout.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
It's hot and stuffy, but this is a critical game for the Pistons, who don't want to go down 3-1. We saw Pat Riley perspiring, but one man who's cool, where the home court hasn't meant much. The visitors have won 2 of the first 3 games, but the home team, the Pistons, lead here with 3:47 to go in the first half. And Byron Scott elbows Thomas down, and let's see whether he is hurt. He's got that back to begin with, and it needs help. Oh, he's hurting. That's the last thing he needed. Scott picks up his 3rd personal, and he's in pain. Isiah.
Yeah, he sure is, and he wants to play so badly. Look at the defense he plays, fighting over 3 screens. Byron Scott pushes off. He loses his balance. Oh, it's so... Oh, I know his rear end is so sore. That had to hurt.
Thomas goes out. Vinnie Johnson has come in, and Tony Campbell, who was a former #1 draft pick by the Pistons, is in there for the Lakers now. He gave him some good offensive boost down the stretch this year. 8 on the shot clock. 7-point game, and Danley rebound by Magic. Magic wide open for the basket, and Irvin Johnson has 12 points. He's the leading scorer for LA.
Well, he just picks it up. You know, whatever the Lakers need, either some offense, scoring, passing, rebounding, he just adds that ingredient.
Under 3 minutes to go, 52-47. Isiah Thomas on the sidelines hurting as Danley gets fouled again. There is Isiah.
Los Angeles foul, number 33.
John Sally
his first penalty situation.
Comes in for Rodman.
Number 22.
Now with Campbell in the ball game and being put in a position where he has to guard Vinnie Johnson, I would think that Chuck Daly would look to isolate Vinnie Johnson a little bit, because Campbell has not played in this series, and now all of a sudden playing a guy that's got the hot hand, that's quite a challenge for Campbell.
Kareem picked up the foul, his first. Danley hits the free throw. Campbell hardly played in his 3 years here in Detroit. He was out of Ohio State and just languished on the bench here. Starred at the CBA, actually was the CBA Player of the Year with Albany, the championship club, and came in when Worthy got hurt toward the end of the year and had some big scoring games for the Lakers.
That's the one thing he can add, is that the offense.
Both free throws made by Adrian Danley, who leads the Pistons with 17. 7-point lead, Detroit. And Campbell nearly lost that ball out of bounds.
And that's one of the problems when you're not seeing much action and you put into a game like this, that you rush things. You're not relaxed out there.
Why would he go with him here?
I guess he just feels he needs another look. Maybe the little fatigue out there with his ball club with this heat.
Kareem makes good on the sky hook, and of course Worthy on the sidelines with 3 personals too.
Yeah, that's another big reason.
54-49, 2:25 to go. Dumars. Joe Dumars with 4 points. He's hit 2 out of 3. Nearly 2 minutes to go in the half.
Now the concern, Joe Dumars posted up by Magic.
Cooper misses again from outside. A loose ball foul against the Lakers will send Detroit to the line.
And the reason I say that is he's got 2 fouls. He can't pick up the third.
Isiah Thomas gets off the bench. He's coming back in, and right now let's check in with Pat O'Brien. Pat?
Thank you, Dick. The reason Isiah Thomas is going back in is because he said he wanted to. What happened in the series before he came out, he fell on the same part of his back that he fell on in the last game. The doctors wanted the rest, but he said, no, I'm going back in, and there he is. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Pat, thank you very much for that. So Thomas is back in. Campbell's foul, and Vinnie Johnson front rims the first one. 56-49 Detroit. They were up by 11 here in the second period. And he missed both. Lakers will try to cut it to 5.
In the second quarter.
Closest LA has gotten was 24-23 late in the first.
Now the offensive threats for the Lakers, Kareem and Magic Johnson.
But it really hurts them to have Worthy on the bench with 3 fouls. Piston foul against Isiah Thomas. That's the 4th team foul against the Pistons, so the Lakers don't shoot yet.
Well, the rule usually is you'd like to have 3 offensive players on the court at one time. And right now with AC Green, he's a role player. He can contribute a great deal, and Tony Campbell and Cooper.
Campbell fires it up, and an offensive foul. Tony Campbell.
Los Angeles foul, number 19.
And Cooper has been ice cold. You can't count on him for offense right now, so basically it's Magic and Kareem.
And that's it. I would think we'd see a little bit of double teaming down when the ball goes into Magic Johnson or into Jabbar.
Less than a minute and a half to go in the first half. Pistons trail 2 games to 1, looking to draw even. Thomas looked pretty nifty there with a couple of fakes. Vinnie Johnson missed the shot, but a foul against the Lakers. Johnson got it off at the 24-second buzzer, but LA committed the foul.
Do you notice how good things happen when you penetrate and go to the basket in this game? It forces the whole defense to react. And there was a case that even though the shot was missed, the defense reacted, and Bill Laimbeer was able to get the good inside position for the offensive rebound. Tony
Campbell called for the loose ball foul. He's picked 3 up since coming in. Bill Laimbeer, of course, he may be the only NBA player whose father earns more money than he does. As a big corporation head, huh?
Well, I'm sure that'll change.
If it hasn't already. 2 free throws by Laimbeer, 58-49 with 1:10 to go. Pistons. Lakers had a 4-2 lead. That's the only time they've enjoyed being the front runners in this one.
Well, the story of this half is the foul line. Lakers 9 out of 12, Pistons 20 out of 24.
Michael Cooper on the drive hits his first shot. That's very interesting because LA had the huge edge in the last game.
Well, last game, all 3 games they've been the one with getting that advantage going to the foul line.
Thomas has it knocked away by Campbell from behind. Detroit with 10 seconds to try a shot. That's the game clock in the first half. You see 43 seconds. Pistons led by 3 after 1 period. And they'll call the Pistons with an offensive foul.
Good call on Bill Laimbeer. He said an illegal screen.
His second. Game 5 comes your way back here at the Silverdome Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time in the 2-3-2 alignment. If there's a Game 6, we'll go to Los Angeles for Sunday. James Edwards is in for Laimbeer. Edwards has been most effective with 9 points, 7 in this period. 15 in the shot clock, Bill.
Now they'll look for the pick and roll. Oh, they slipped.
7 on the clock. Traveling call. I wonder whether Sally's flying Walinda act had something to do with it.
That's the reason. Jabbar could not see over the top and was forced to put the ball on the floor.
That's the presence of a John Sally. He can swoop in anywhere.
The spider.
Right. And the worm. The worm right now is on the bench. That's Dennis Rodman. Playing for the last shot of the first half. The Pistons up by 7.
Watch Vinnie Johnson coming off the screens.
Gets around Edwards. Tries to draw the foul and instead gets called himself for the offensive foul with 2 seconds remaining. That's not the way the Pistons wanted it.
No, but what Vinnie Johnson did is he put his head down. He looked to create the contact. Now, watch him coming off the double screen here. Tony Campbell trying to fight through it. Good defense by Campbell. You see him jumping in and causing the contact. Good call.
The Lakers have called a 20-second timeout to try to draw something up for the last shot. 58-51. Every time Pat Riley has called a timeout, it seems, in this series, something good has come of it.
Well, he better have something good going the length of the court in 2 seconds. You know, they have a few signs in the locker room right there. We see them in the Piston locker room, and these are the things that Chuck Daly feels that it takes to achieve this goal right there on that wall, the World Championship ring.
He's enjoyed himself, I think, in this series. He's been kind of loose.
Oh, yeah, he's taken it all in, and I think he's made sure that the players' heads, for the most part, have been into the game, and they haven't been distracted by all the media and all the coverage that surrounds the World Championship.
Detroit now called a 20-second timeout after everyone came back on the floor, so Chuck must have seen something.
Yeah, Chuck was able to see what kind of set that Pat Riley was going to throw out there offensively, and he'll make an adjustment defensively to make sure they don't give up any easy baskets at the other end.
Now, I'm sure Pat Riley may be changing his call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 35, Ralph Lewis.
Ralph Lewis is in the game for the Pistons out of LaSalle. Campbell will inbound, and Lewis apparently, no, it's the length of the court. Why is Lewis in there?
Not to pick up a foul, because Vinnie Johnson has a few, as well as Dumars. You don't want to pick up a cheap foul here.
Green lost it, and that'll do any chance the Lakers have down the drain. Well, Larry Brown will be coming up live with Brent. That's the end of the first half. It's the Pistons 58, the Lakers 51, and Brent will be back with the Prudential at the half after this message. 51 as we start the third, and Pat O'Brien corralled Laker coach Pat Riley. Have a lot of zeal right now.
Well, it doesn't matter. They have to do the job. If they don't do that, they're in for a long second half against this Piston ball club.
This was the game that Pat Riley said is really our championship. If we can make it 3-1, we're in Golden City. Byron Scott starts off by hitting the basket. Scott has 10 points now and has hit 5 of 7. Both teams are over 50% in the shooting department. Pistons have a huge edge off the bench. Dantley goes in short and coming down into the hands of Scott. 3-on-2 break LA. And Lambeer blocks it out of bounds. Still Lakers ball. There's the shooting. Kareem and Magic were both hot. The bench story, Detroit, Vinnie Johnson and James Edwards had 20 of that total. The big story is Detroit going to the line twice as much as the Lakers. Worthy playing with 3 fouls, guarded by Dantley. High off the glass. Does he have the touch there?
Oh, well, that's his spot on the court. You cannot allow James Worthy to get the ball in that close.
Lakers have the first 2 baskets starting off this third period. They exploded in the third period in game 3. Thomas, though, hits from the baseline.
And that's his first field goal in the game.
That's right. All of his points had come from the free throw line. He had missed 3 shots previous. Two-man game, Magic and Kareem. Perfect. He can still make that shot.
Oh, but the patience that he showed, you know, he didn't have the good move. The defense was there. He gave it back to Magic, and then he made the hook shot.
12 for Kareem. He and Magic lead with 12. Dantley with 17, the high scorer for the Pistons. Joe Dumars hits. Dumars was the only Piston to get that basket we talked about with 7.5 minutes remaining in the half. Scott forced that one. Dumars right back. Couldn't do 2 in a row, and now the Lakers with a chance to cut it to 3.
And the Pistons have to be careful about settling for that long jump shot.
You think Daly would call a quick timeout if he sees it recurring?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. At least a 20-second timeout.
Worthy with a move to the baseline and grabbing the shoulders is Dantley.
There's the quickness of James Worthy. He can take you outside and beat you with the quickness. And the reason you have to play him out there is he's developed that good jump shot.
Dantley's foul is first, and here's Worthy on the line. He's a quiet player, but he gets more vocal as the prize gets closer. And we even saw in Game 3 yelling some instructions to teammates.
Yeah, get me the basketball.
Basically, that was it. 1 out of 2 for James at 62-58 Detroit.
And we see the Lakers going to the basket. We see the Pistons settling for the jump shot.
Dantley tipped up and in, or actually slammed up and in by Rick Mahorn.
And that's what the Pistons have to do. Go to the basket.
Dumar's on Magic. Green setting a screen. Worthy posting up Dantley, and AD picks up the second quick foul.
The second. The team second.
Pistons have allowed less than 100 points in 13 of the 19 playoff games they've played in. James Worthy. Anyone's rebound. Green took it. Laimbeer the rebound. That would have been most unfortunate for Detroit. Lack of hustle. Dantley, no foul, but it was last touched by the Lakers.
Well, that was looked like a little contact in there. I guess the official felt that Adrian Dantley was the one that forced that contact. See him going to the basket. A lot of contact.
AD has missed his 3 attempts so far in this period. A little more than 3 minutes elapsed. Dumars misses. Laimbeer tries to keep it alive. And they'll call a foul on the Lakers. Loose ball.
Well, there was a situation where Byron Scott ended up on Bill Laimbeer trying to keep him off the boards, and he committed the foul.
3 on Magic. I noticed that the Pistons have really spaced their offense a lot better in this game.
And have had the good jump shot, but they better make them.
Like that? Like that. 8-point lead and then a turnover. The Pistons take over, and the Lakers, after a quick early start here in the third period, have come apart just a bit.
Just careless basketball there by Jabbar trying to make that pass to Magic Johnson.
Lakers already have 10 turnovers in this game. That's just about what their average is in each full game.
There's one thing committing turnovers, going to the basket, or running the fast break, but on a play like that where it's not leading to anything point-wise, just can't afford to do that.
Looking to establish a 10-point lead, a new clock on the foot block by Worthy. Kick ball. 66-58 Detroit. Pat Riley pondering some things here in Game 4. Was hoping his Lakers and could smooth out to a 3-1 lead, and they'll have to grind it out to do it this one. Laimbeer over Worthy. Green. He's got 8 rebounds now.
But the thing is, even though they get the rebound, we're not seeing the Lakers get out and run their fast break.
They isolate Magic against Dumars, and it does the job, as Irvin Johnson now with 14.
Well, when you play Magic, you know, what are your choices? Play him straight up, double team him. If you double team him, he gets the man for the easy layup.
Scott trying to stay close and double Dantley. 8 on the shot clock. Dantley gets free and is fouled. Maybe Kareem, and if it is, it'll be his second.
Well, we just saw the rotation of the ball, the penetration, taking it to the basket. That's what you have to do.
On the line for the court, shooting 2.
Adrian Dantley on the line.
Adrian Dantley.
He is 7 for 7, so already he indicates that he's going to go into double figures from the free throw line, which is his kind of game.
Now, in the last game, we saw the Lakers come out in the third period and just explode, creating their fast break from the defensive end of the court. Right now, we haven't seen them show the ability to get out, even though they've stopped the Pistons a few times to get out to run.
But it's a 6-point game, and the Lakers are lurking.
Always lurking. You don't want to go into the last couple minutes of a ball game against a team like the Lakers, the world champions, with a close ball game because they have so many options to go to. James Worthy, Magic Johnson, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Good thing Danley has gone to the line. He started the first quarter at 5 for 7. Since then, he's missed all 5 shots. So he's getting his points from the stripe, and it's an 8-point Detroit lead. 7:25 to go in the third. And illegal defense against the Pistons.
Illegal
That's
defense.
a technical foul. Their second violation, and the Lakers will shoot
Ball.
and then get possession.
Byron Scott shoots the technical.
I think a player we have to look at is Bill Laimbeer in this third period, because Chuck Daly felt after the first half in Game 3, when this building was so hot, that fatigue became a problem for Laimbeer.
He is soaking wet.
I am too.
Lakers trying to cut it to 5. Worthy lost it. It's a 4-on-2 Piston break. Mahorn pushed Magic, but the foul was committed by the Lakers, and Magic with a few words for Rick Mahorn. You rarely see Irvin get angry or mad.
Well, that's what the Pistons have to be, a little more physical, more aggressive as a ball club. And that's something we haven't seen through this series.
Los Angeles foul.
Foul is on
Magic.
That's his 4th personal foul, so that's a big one. 4 on Irvin.
Detroit shooting 2. Number 44, Rick
Mahorn did his job there. And Michael Cooper comes out, will come into the game, replacing Johnson.
Number 21, Michael Cooper.
So Pat Riley has had to juggle this game with Magic Johnson and James Worthy in foul trouble, and those are the 2 guys he really needs out there.
Oh, boy, doesn't he? Now a lot of pressure falls on the shoulders of Michael Cooper, who has been struggling. He's got to lead this team, and I would think they double off him when the ball goes into the low post.
The lead is 9, and Cooper is in for Magic. He's been struggling offensively. Kareem misses. Laimbeer clears. Thomas. They can match their biggest lead of the game with a basket here. The Pistons 11. Mahorn.
Bad shot.
And the rebound by Green. That is not in the book. They don't want Rick Mahorn taking a perimeter shot. See how the Lakers respond. Worthy looking for Kareem. And a push called against the Pistons, and it was Mahorn on the push. It is hot and heavy and tense here at the Silverdome as the Lakers want to stay within reach of the Pistons. It's not the front row seat he has in the Forum, but Jack Nicholson, he may have a need for those binoculars there. He is about 15 rows up in the stands behind the Laker bench, and a lot of the fans around him play to Jack Nicholson.
Now, the one thing that Pat Riley wanted coming into this game is that he chose to have the offense in front of his bench in the first half and the defense in front of him in the second half. Why? Because they want to let the players know when the Pistons come running something offensively, they can communicate to the players, let them know what offensive set they're going to see.
There's the brain trust. Randy Funn, Bill Burtka, and Pat Riley. Lakers were able to run a bit in the first quarter. They have no fast break points since the opening stanza. And Thomas pushing Scott, and Isiah has picked up his 3rd foul.
Detroit foul. Number 11, Isiah Thomas. His 3rd, the team's 4th.
4th team foul against Detroit. 1 more, and they're in the penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attendance this evening, 34,297. 34,297.
Scott looking inside. Sally is on Worthy, who has to play a guy 3 inches taller. Cooper spots for 3 and is short with it. Cooper struggling from the field. Dumars was releasing, blocked by Cooper. Fine defensive play by Cooper, and his last touch by Dumars off his chest.
Bad call. Should have been a foul. 70-61.
Kareem short with a sky hook. Thomas the rebound. Lakers are back defensively. Isiah, fancy move, and he's fouled going to the hoop, and he'll shoot a pair.
Again, you see him grab his side after he went in there. It looked like it came down wrong on his foot and hurt that hip. Now, let's see. I thought this was a bad call by the official. Let's see if it's a foul or not. There's the contact. It was a good block. It was contact, then the block.
He hit him with the body. No question, Byron Scott picked up his 4th foul, so the starting Laker backcourt, Magic Johnson and Byron Scott, each hampered with 4 personal fouls, and that's critical with a lot of time remaining in the third, 5:29.
Yeah, and the responsibility, the problem is now Pat Riley can't put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the bench. He needs that offensive threat that Kareem brings to his ball club.
1 out of 2 for Thomas. No basket if it goes, and the foul before the shot. Interesting, Bill, how in the last game, Chuck Daly couldn't find enough offensive firepower, and tonight, because of circumstances, Pat Riley's trouble having offensive potent.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he doesn't have gray hair like his assistant coach Dick Versace over there, because it's trying to figure this out, you know, from one game to the next is just impossible.
Laimbeer with 3 fouls. Laimbeer and Isiah Thomas have 3 for Detroit. Magic and Byron Scott have 4, and Worthy 3 for the Lakers. Lakers have 3 players in double figures. Detroit has 2. Magic with 14, and Adrian Dantley with 19 are the leading scorers. Winding down to 5 minutes to go in the third. 9-point lead, Detroit. And the Lakers are now in the penalty. Both teams are as a result of that push. Michael Thompson is in. Kareem gets a breather. Green's foul is second.
Now, offensively, I think with Jabbar going to the bench, a lot of the pressure falls on the shoulders of James Worthy. He's got to do the job offensively with Magic Johnson and Kareem sitting on the bench.
James Edwards will replace Laimbeer. When you talked about giving a breather to some players, you mentioned Laimbeer being especially heated here, drenched. And so Edwards comes in again, but James has delivered tonight. He has 9 points. Lakers have only 1 basket in the last 5.5 minutes. Detroit had a similar drought in the first half, but still held their lead. 1 free throw for Dantley. He's 10 of 11 in the game. From the line. The lead is 10, and Scott.
Well, you know, the defensive pressure now we're seeing from the Pistons all starts with Joe Dumars picking up full court, and that type of pressure becomes contagious for the ball club.
Biggest lead of the game, the Pistons led by 11 at 48-37. A basket here will give them a 12-point bowl with 4:40 remaining in the third. Dantley, long range, and a 12-point lead, Detroit. 22 for Adrian Dantley.
And Pat Riley's got to make some decisions over there with 4.5 minutes to play. Does he bring Magic back?
Green short. Sally out to Dantley. Dumars, and Dantley slows it up and sets it up.
Yeah, he said, get out of here. I want this basketball.
Sally, turnaround. And Pat Riley wants to talk it over. He better bring Magic back because he doesn't want to see this game mean nothing.
By the time he comes back, it could be over.
It's 14 now.
Back to you, Dick.
Boy, that's a shocker, William, huh?
Yeah, I've been reading the Philadelphia papers, too, and I haven't noticed that. I'm sure Harold Katz is shocked about that, too, the owner of the 76ers.
There may be some people on the telephone tomorrow morning after that comment by Charles Barkley. He doesn't think he'll be with the Sixers. Wow.
Way to go, Pat O'Brien.
Magic Johnson stays on the bench. You know, since he picked up his 4th foul and left, the Pistons have outscored the Lakers 6-1. That's in the last 3 minutes without Magic. 3:45 remaining in the third period. Cooper. Now Edwards picks up Cooper just as he did Magic before on the switch. Michael Thompson pick and roll blocked by Sally. Thomas 2 on 3, and he knows it. Waits for the rest of the team.
What a block by Sally, using his left hand to block that shot from behind.
Double on Dantley. Dumars. Edwards sneaks in. Everything but the basket. 10 rebounds for A.C. Green. Byron Scott. And a push inside against the Lakers.
Now, John Sally is going to be beaten by Michael Thompson. Good pass inside. Somehow he is able to come across, not commit the foul, and block the shot.
Vinnie Johnson has come in, replacing Joe Dumars. A correction, it was a Detroit foul, and it was on Joe Dumars' third. Michael Cooper on the free throw line. You know, despite Cooper's problem shooting, the Lakers remember his timely baskets. They may not be here in the finals were it not for Cooper's basket to beat Utah in Game 5 at the Forum when that series was tied 2-2. That was a big hoop in a close game in Los Angeles.
We might be looking at a different ball club here in Detroit if he didn't make that hoop. Here's the trap.
Johnson has to get the ball away. 5 on the shot clock, James Edwards. And the Pistons have a new clock. Where the Lakers trapping beautifully. They have 2 men on every man with the ball.
Yeah, and what happens right now, the Pistons are standing around. That trap is very effective against this Piston ball club.
9 on the shot clock. Double on Dantley, throws it away. Well, the Lakers have stymied the Pistons with a tremendous defensive trap in this series.
Just double teaming and an aggressive. Their defense is picking up.
Worthy. Jump ball. Vinnie Johnson tied him up.
Now this is the aggressive defense shown by the Lakers at this point. Watch when the ball gets to Dantley, how they come over and double team him, cutting off that passing lane. Whoop, got the wrong, there it is, yeah. Now they'll come over and double team him.
Worthy and Vinnie Johnson will jump. Worthy with a big height advantage. Lakers control with 2:15 to go in the third. 13-point lead Detroit. Sally is on Scott. Worthy trying to post up against Isiah. Lakers want to find him. And the pass off of Cooper. Vinnie Johnson. Foul going to the hoop. They could not get the ball to Worthy, who is defended by Isiah Thomas in the post.
Well, Michael Cooper, it appeared, just took his eyes off the ball when the ball was swung to him. And lucky for Detroit, it deflected off the official, and the ball is in play as long as he's on the court.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the break, and Vinnie Johnson wouldn't be going to the line here. Vinnie Johnson has struggled throughout this series on the free throw line. He was 3 for 9 coming in.
He's missed his last 3 free throws.
Matching their biggest lead, the Pistons up by 14 with less than 2 minutes to play in the third period. Byron Scott over Thomas. Good basket by Scott. He had Thomas's hand right in his face.
And right now, they need his offense because they're doubling James Worthy down low.
Scott has 13 points. Magic leads with 14. Kareem also with 13. Dantley, baseline.
When you go against the trap, you have to have patience, but be aggressive at the same time.
24 points for Adrian Dantley. And, you know, that basket by Scott was the first hoop by the Lakers in over 5 minutes with Magic Johnson on the bench. How important is he? I think we know. And a foul called against the Lakers. Loose ball.
Boy, they just out of sync offensively with those 2 men on the bench.
His third penalty situation.
Green's third, and the Lakers are in the penalty. Under a minute, 56 seconds precisely remaining in the third period. The Pistons led by 3 after 1 period. They were up by 4 at the half. and have opened up their lead now and can make it 16 if Dantley hits the free throw. 10 of 11 tonight from there. It's interesting how Pat Riley treats each game as a mountain to climb, talking about what the big goal is. When does he come back? In this game, we still have a whole period to go. Come back again in game 5. He thought this team could win this game and go up 3-1.
Well, he just all season long, since the end of last season, every game he's offered a challenge to this ball club. He offered a challenge to them this season. Could they repeat and go down in history as one of the truly great teams?
And set the tone with the guaranteed promise. Pick and roll. 5 on the shot clock. They're ad-libbing it now, and Worthy misses. Thomas the rebound. 32 seconds to go in the third.
The Lakers are so out of sync offensively. The defense is good by the Pistons, but I think it's more the offense, the way they're executing the offense for the Lakers.
9 on the shot clock. Crowd on its feet, waving the white handkerchief. Thomas for 3. Worthy fires away. And that does it. The crowd goes wild. They're going bananas. A big third period for the Detroit Pistons. They lead by 18 points. And we'll return to the Silverdome after this message and a word from your local station. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals from the Silverdome in Pontiac. And after 3 periods, the Pistons lead by 18. And Billy, you talked before about the decision to keep Magic Johnson on the bench. He starts this 4th period. You wonder whether it's a case of closing the barn door. They were outscored 13-4 with only 1 field goal since he left the game.
The only reason I thought that Magic was so important to be on the court then is they were just out of sync, and he's the only one out there. He's as great as he is to show that leadership and get things going.
The trap by the Lakers has worked. The Pistons have not come close to solving it, and they turn it over on the first possession.
The only way the Pistons have solved it is just play good defense and not allow the Lakers to set up their trapping defense after a made field goal.
Magic Johnson, Cooper misses from the corner. He is in a shooting slump at the worst possible time. Actually, he had been shooting well in the playoffs until this series. Again, the trap as the Pistons try to open up a 20-point lead.
Well, what happened there, the Pistons thought it was a trap. It was a straight man-to-man.
Sally with a jumper at the 24 buzzer, and the lead is 20. Adrian Dantley with 25 is the leading scorer in the game. Magic fires it up, gets the basket, and draws the foul. There's Worthy and Kareem. They're on the pines right now for the Lakers as Bill Laimbeer checks back in for Edwards, the Pistons.
Now here's Magic. The thing is, they try to help out. Once he commits himself offensively to go to the hole, it's too late.
Foul is on Vinnie Johnson, number 3 on VJ. And here's Irvin Johnson. Despite, there's Kurt Rambis going to come into the game.
Number 40, Bill Laimbeer checks back in for the Pistons level.
Laimbeer. Scott. Push.
John Sally.
Here's Rambis coming in. He hasn't played in 5 of the last 6 games. His only action in that span was 4-minute stint in game 2. AC Green goes out.
You know, one thing that's beautiful that the Lakers do with that trap, they have not allowed the Pistons to get the ball into the middle, to the man at the foul line.
Magic penetrating and goes to the line. You know, the interesting thing about Magic Johnson, who, as we well chronicled, returning home here to Michigan out of Lansing, is that despite the fact that he's come home, he has remained with his team on the top floor of their hotel here and viewed Tommy Hearn's fight tape. So he only went home after Sunday's game for a brief time, and since then has been back at the hotel with his club, even though he has a lot of friends and family here.
Well, he can come back and see them when his job is over with, and that's to win another championship for the Lakers.
Makes one free throw, has 17 points to lead this team in scoring. This is a business trip, huh?
No question about that. He better approach it that way, and he always does.
8 on the clock, 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Dumars in and out, and a push foul called against the Lakers. You saw Dennis Rodman come in the ball game for the Pistons. Scott on the push. And that's make it Thompson is third. And a timeout. Pistons. They help blow it open in the third. And at this point, the Pistons are beating the Lakers every which way, even at their own game. Fast break points, the Lakers have none since the first quarter, and a big 20-point edge off the bench for the Detroit Pistons. That's nothing new. They have really dominated with their reserves in this series.
But the fast breaks points is the real surprise. Even when the Lakers have had some opportunities to run, they haven't gotten the job done. I think you have to tip your hat to the Pistons getting back much better than they did in Game 3 defensively.
85-68, and the big lead of 83-65 after 3. And if you're looking at what happens, the Piston history, they are 10-1 when they're leading after 3 quarters. So they have held their advantage, whatever it's been, in the final 12 minutes. Stanley goes around Rambis with travels. So we have seen Rambis, who had played just once in the series, and Tony Campbell, as Pat Riley looks like he rotated his people considerably tonight.
He sure has, and right now it's money time for the Lakers. They have to get it going.
Magic is hit hard by Dantley, and Magic has a few words for AD. Now Lane Beer gets into it. The two of them, Magic and Dantley, seconds ago, just did everything short of shaking hands.
Now we see right here Magic just beating Rodman easily. Rodman cannot put that type of defensive pressure on him, and there's Dantley came over and really was just taking a foul. He didn't really go after the basketball there against Magic.
Dantley's foul is third, but it was good to see Magic and Adrian Dantley, two old warriors, commiserate. 2 free throws by Magic Johnson, and the lead is 15, 85-70.
And they're going to have to solve the problem with this trap. The game is not over by any means, and if they don't show the Lakers that they can score, they're going to see a lot of this.
Lane Beer is in the game. Pistons usually like Isiah in there as well against the trap. Dennis Rodman with a turnaround. Defense by Michael Thompson, out of bounds. And the Pistons will have 5 seconds to try a shot.
But right now it's just the defense of the Lakers and Magic at the offensive end of the court.
And it's interesting, since Magic's been in there, he has all 5 Laker points in this quarter. Did they ever miss him? Traveling, Dantley, and another turnover.
Again, Dantley being called for the traveling violation.
Well, the Laker trap is unbeaten, I think, huh?
Yeah, they're starting to look frustrated out there.
The lead is 15 with 3 minutes gone by in this final quarter. Lane Beer picking up Magic Johnson. And he walked. I tell you, that switch that you pointed out with the center picking up the guard has worked to Detroit's advantage tonight.
They've done an excellent job with it. Bill Laimbeer, that's a tough role for him to have to switch out on Magic Johnson, but right there he stopped the penetration.
Well, Isiah Thomas is in. He'll help against the trap, so Laimbeer and Isiah are in at the same time.
Well, if Detroit can't handle the trap with the lineup in there now, they're in for trouble going down the stretch.
Laimbeer pops at the top and hits. Bill Laimbeer. Rodman, and a hold.
Detroit
How do you look at Magic Johnson as you check what he looks like? Not too many smiles on his visage.
No, he's very upset, you know, with the situation. He didn't want to come in here and be in this type of position, down 17 points with just over 8 minutes to play in this ball game. And I wonder if he's a little upset having to sit over on the bench during that 13-4 run by the Pistons.
That might have been the period to take the Lakers out of the game. Magic has done a lot since coming back at the start of this period. He has all 7 points of the Lakers here in this fourth. 87-72 Detroit, 8:15 remaining. 9 on the clock. Off the screen, Dumars. Pistons better hurry, and a 3-second violation called against Detroit. So 4 of their last 8 possessions have resulted in turnovers for Detroit.
And it's the defense of this Laker ball club. This quicker lineup in there is just moving beautifully out there, stopping all the lanes, forcing, if anything, a perimeter jump shot.
They didn't have a big lead like this, they'd be in a lot of trouble right now. Magic Johnson misses a 3. Rodman. Thomas to Rodman and foul as he drove the baseline.
And now we see Magic Johnson getting it in. He's very upset up there. Very unusual for Magic to be acting the way he is on the court.
Cooper picks up the 4th foul. And I'll tell you, anytime you want to get Magic Johnson angry, how do you think he comes out the next game?
Well, the thing about Magic is, you know, he said, I'm one of the worst people to be around during the day of the game because I'll snap at people. You know, this guy, forget about what he does with the basketball. You have to look within this man. You know, he hates to lose, and he is truly a leader out there of this ball club.
All the Laker people feel that he holds the key. He's the anchor of this club.
He has for 9 years.
The lead is 16. 88-72. Michael Thompson. Good defense by Laimbeer. And a technical foul has been called against Pat Riley.
And a technical foul.
Chuck Daly got tossed out by Earl Strom in the last game for getting 2 quick tees.
Shooting the technical, number 40, Bill Laimbeer.
He's hot under the collar. Laimbeer makes the technical foul. Let's see why Riley's so upset.
Now, I want to just show you, you know, we know 2 guys out here on this court are best of friends, Magic Johnson and Isiah Thomas, but Isiah gets knocked down by Scott. And look who he pushes, his best buddy.
They're friends before and after, not during. Thomas hit by Magic Johnson.
And Magic went after him there with a forearm. That was a bad play by Magic Johnson.
And Laimbeer wanted to protect Isiah Thomas. The 2 of them are very close. And Jake O'Donnell and Jack Madden want to bring an end to all this. Because we're right on the edge right here, Billy.
Yeah, that's, as we said a minute or 2 ago, it just didn't look like the Magic Johnson we're used to seeing out here. You know, he got banged a few times, and now he's looking to get some. There he is. He just sticks an arm right in there.
32, Magic Johnson.
And bells Isiah.
5 fouls on Magic Johnson. And Chuck Daly wants a timeout. The crowd loves what they see. I guess this is Pistons basketball, huh?
And the Lakers don't mind playing it either. Kicking Isiah right in the jaw. I don't understand that. And I know it was physical at the other end for Magic Johnson, but I think the officials have to get control of this game right here and now.
They started the game with a kiss, and now there are elbows between Magic and Isiah Thomas. What about the whistles? I mean, the Lakers feel the calls aren't going their way. Is that a lament of a team that's trailing and frustrated? I know Detroit kind of felt the same way with Daly in the last game. What are your thoughts?
I think so far in this ball game, the team that's been the aggressive team offensively overall has been Detroit. They've been the ones going to the basket and making things happen.
91-72. Just under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Byron Scott misses a three, and here's Rodman. He's got Dumars, and Rodman loses it out of
Los
bounds.
Angeles ball.
Laker ball, another turnover by Detroit.
And right now, the Lakers have to make a run. They have to get something going, create some turnovers at the defensive end of the court, and Magic's got to create at the offense. Surprising, James Worthy is still sitting over there.
Michael Thompson called for the offensive foul. James Worthy has only 7 points. He was in foul trouble early, but certainly not right now with 3. The trap is on for the Lakers. Thomas for 3. Michael Thompson.
I just wonder if James Worthy is hurting over there, because we're seeing Tony Campbell getting ready to come into the ball game.
Byron Scott penetrates. Lakers crash the board, and Laimbeer with a rebound. 21-point lead, Rodman. Isiah Thomas with the pass.
Remember the game when Willis Reed came in the 7th game for the Knickerbockers with the injury?
Yep.
I think there was a very similar impact on his ball club, not knowing if Isiah would play.
Thomas misses outside. Michael Thompson the rebound. There was question up to right before the game whether he would play. And he said, I didn't come here not to play. I would have stayed home if I couldn't.
Well, just think of Magic Johnson, game 2 with the flu. He comes to play.
Magic foul going in. Mike Smrek and Tony Campbell will come into the game. Campbell may have to wait until Magic gets off the free throw line.
And here's a case, Rodman just beating his man down the court, and that's been the story for the Lakers tonight.
Number 32, Magic Johnson.
Magic is on the line. So it appears right now as if Pat Riley wants to give some of his key people the rest and get gear up for game 5.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why he has Jabbar and Worthy over there on the sideline. When we wonder why they're there, he just feels that his team is just not in sync tonight, and he's just not going to put those people out on the court.
Lakers have not scored a basket in 6 minutes. Magic Johnson has all 9 Laker points here in this fourth quarter. Illegal defense against the Lakers. Talk about throwing in the towel. Mr. Nicholson has done just that.
Number 19, Tony Campbell checks in.
Campbell is in the game, and on the technical, Laimbeer shooting. Well, he's not leaving. Jack wants to get just about to the spot he sits in the forum, right? Kareem getting a long rest. Scott. How do you think the Lakers angry in this game coming out in the next one?
Oh, they're going to be angry, and they're going to come out, but the thing they're going to have to do in the next ball game is stop the penetration of the guards of the Pistons and Adrian Dantley.
Laimbeer never had control of the ball. Rambis has it. So right now it's Mike Smrek, Kurt Rambis, Tony Campbell, Michael Thompson, and Michael Cooper for LA. Cooper misses.
Yeah, it's a very important time for Michael Thompson and Michael Cooper to get their offense going to be able to contribute to this Laker ball club in the remainder of this series.
Magic on the bench, so the rest of the game is not just to play out the string. There are things that some of the Lakers may want to do. You're looking at Wes Matthews, who will enter the game.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm sure Pat Riley will look to run some things offensively to get them to, well, Michael Thompson's on the bench, but to maybe get Cooper some shots, maybe a layup, get out on a fast break, do something to gain a little confidence.
Dantley shooting a pair. He had 34 points in game 1. He's got 26 right now. But you hit the nail on the head early. The Pistons were aggressive. And you said Chuck Daly's main concern, not so much defense, but on the offensive end, and he was able to get into the paint and And for this game anyway, the Pistons dug down deep offensively and penetrated effectively. 22-point lead for the Pistons. Campbell, not even close.
I wonder when Chuck Daly takes Isiah Thomas out of the ball game, because he cannot keep him out there with the possibility of re-injuring or making that, or just doing something to that back.
Well, Vinnie Johnson is getting set to re-enter along with James Edwards. Lane Beer. Those two will probably come out, Lane Beer and Isiah Thomas. Matthews is rejected by Rodman, and here they come. Not only is Edwards and Vinnie Johnson coming in from the Pistons, but Milt Wagner comes in for the Lakers, replacing Michael Cooper. We haven't seen much of Milt Wagner at all in postseason.
No, for the most part, during the playoffs, we've only seen maybe 8 Lakers playing, Rambis being the 8th player.
Tony Campbell. Rambis, basket good and a foul. Bill Wagner, of course, played on the national championship Louisville Cardinal team along with Billy Thompson, who has been injured for the Lakers.
Yeah, and he's sitting at the end of the bench for the Lakers right now, and Billy Thompson has not played at all this year, coming back from a knee injury from last year.
That field goal by Rambis, believe it or not, was the first basket in 7 minutes.
One thing this series is proving, that neither team can stand prosperity.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, they have to be in a position where their back is to the wall.
Detroit had it tonight, and I guess the Lakers may feel they have it in the next game. Edwards tips it in. Which team has it the back to the wall in the next game? Really a 2-2.
I think it's the Pistons still have their back to the wall, because they could not expect to go out and beat the Lakers 2 games in the Forum.
Campbell. Foul going to the hoop. Well, the Lakers will be 3-6 on the road in the playoffs. Despite their victory the other day, they've lost 6 out of 9 on the road. That includes tonight's loss. And they have. They lead 98-76. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. Walker D. Russell has come in the ball game, and Billy Russell would have been an important man had Isiah Thomas not been able to play in this game.
Oh, what a spot to be put into if Isiah didn't show up. I'm sure he was praying for Isiah to show up.
There they are, the big men on the bench for the Lakers. Getting a nap over there is Isiah Thomas and Rick Mahorn. Actually, they're there because of their back problems. Under 3 minutes remaining, it's 98-78. 34,297. About 5,000 less than we had for Game 3 on Sunday. Sally misses, Edwards the rebound, and he makes a very tough shot. But I anticipate this place is going to be rocking and rolling and really packed to the gills for Game 5 on Thursday night.
I'll predict that they'll have a record crowd here for the NBA. Over 41,000 on Thursday night.
Walker Russell, who went to high school in Pontiac, college at Western Michigan, misses, and Vinnie Johnson follows up. Big bench efforts early on from the likes of Vinnie Johnson, who has 14, and Edwards 13 points. They set the tone off the bench early for Detroit. Sally, the turnover, now Russell. Under 2 minutes to go, Vinnie Johnson another. All the Lakers can do is wait and watch and wait for Game 5 Thursday night. Tony Campbell with the stud.
Now the thing is, as we've talked about, the Lakers know what they have to do. They have to come out here and stop the penetration, be the aggressive team they were in the third period in Game 3. The Pistons cannot feel good about themselves. They have to come out the same way they started this ball game.
Somehow these teams never do, huh?
No, you never know what you're going to see.
Chuck Nevitt, the cheers, the former Laker, will be coming into the ball game, and you'll hear him again.
The only guy on the Pistons to have a championship ring, and he got that playing for the team he's playing against right now, the Los Angeles Lakers.
7 feet 6 inches tall, 7'5" plus. Who will quibble?
What's an inch when you're 7'5"?
Matthews on the free throw. Perhaps the key juncture to this game occurred in the third quarter, a little more than halfway through. Detroit led by 9. Magic Johnson picked up his 4th foul. The Lakers still had a shot. And then with Magic on the bench in the last 7 minutes, the Pistons outscored them 13-4. Lakers got only 1 basket. Walker Russell misses, tipped up and in. Ralph Lewis.
And the big problem for the Lakers tonight was their inefficiency offensively. Their defensive trap was very good, but they couldn't capitalize on those opportunities.
Under a minute to go. Matthews feeding Campbell and a foul. And it's kind of a mirror image to the last game. Pat Riley has the same problems to solve for game 5 as Chuck Daly did the last time. And that is that the offense didn't mesh.
And there was no fast break for the Lakers today. We didn't see them get out and run even when they had the opportunities.
106-82. So the Pistons will hold their opposition to under 100. That's 14 times in 20 playoff games. That's a phenomenal defensive part for Chuck Daly's crew. And we'll be all even at 2 apiece. 106-84. To take a shot. Here's a sky hook. The place would have gone crazy if he had scored it. Still Detroit ball. The story of this one is Isiah Thomas. A question mark coming in, and he answered all the questions with a gutty performance with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Los Angeles foul number
Thursday
31,
night,
Kurt
9 o'clock, game 5.
His first penalty situation.
Edwards on the line, making 12 assists for Isiah Thomas.
James Edwards.
Edwards. And it drops for him. The Lakers were extended. They had to endure a 7-game series against Utah and Dallas to get here. And now this series will go at least 6 games. Here's Nevin. That's the exclamation point in this game. Wes Matthews draws the foul. It is now a best-of-3 series. L.A. will have the home court edge in 2 out of the 3, but the next game will be here Thursday at the Silverdome.
On the line from Lakers, shooting 2, number 1, Wes Matthews.
And right now, this margin would be the biggest victory margin either side has enjoyed in the 4 games. You know Magic Johnson's going to come out fierce. And I think the rest of the Lakers will too, because Magic was wounded in this game. Kareem got some rest. Walker Russell hits. 111-86. And that's all she wrote. The Pistons have drawn even. In a game in which Isiah Thomas and Magic Johnson had their own clash, the Pistons prevail, and now they've evened the series 2 games apiece. And right now, let's send it upstairs to Brent Musburger. Brent?
All right, Dick, thank you. You know, the only thing that this series hasn't featured so far is a close game, and maybe we'll get one on a Thursday night. The Pistons did exactly what they had to do tonight. They played with some zest and they got even. Let's go downstairs now to Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Brent, thank you very much. I guess that's good back medicine for you. How did the back feel tonight, Isiah?
It was kind of stiff when we first started off, but as I kept moving around and I kept playing, it loosened up pretty good. But whenever I would go out of the basketball game, it would tighten up again.
What happened to you in Magic tonight? What was that all about?
We're both trying to win the championship.
You like your chances now?
It's 2-2. That means we're tied. So the next game is a big game, very important game.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Thursday night. And so, as he said, it's all tied up. We'll see you Thursday night. We'll be back here in a moment.
Worthy with 7 points.